discuss the next topic, that is primary auxiliaries, where we have already discussed and saw the video regarding the verbs. If you want for further information, please check the description for link. Now let me talk about the primary auxiliaries. There are 11 primary auxiliaries. Now as I gave you the Venn diagram with the be verb, do verb and have verb. Now let me tell you the be verb, what are the verbs which come in singular and plural in present tense and past tense. Now first let us talk about the present tense. Now present tense, the be verbs, okay, as I already told you, what are the be verbs? The be verbs are am, is, are, was and were. Okay, first let us finish the present tense. Now in the present tense, what comes under singular and plural? Now here these are the be verb forms: am, is, are, was, were. Present tense, when you talk about the be verbs, what will come there is am is used for present tense, singular. Okay, am will be used in singular present tense. Is will also be used in singular present tense, and are will be used in plural present tense. Now for example, when I tell a sentence, I am a teacher, of course the same thing. She is writing, she is playing, he is writing. Okay, when you talk about are plural, they are running, they are watching the movie, they are sitting in the park. Okay, so that is present tense when you talk about the be verb forms in present tense alone. Now coming back to was and were. Okay, let me say you the past tense here for was and were. We'll finish off be verbs, then we'll go for the do verb, and then we'll go for the have verb. Now the past tense for was and were. Okay, so was talks about singular. Okay, this is singular. Was talks about singular and where talk about plural. For example, when I say she was reading, okay, she was reading. Now let me discuss in the next class the types of tenses, and we have 12 tenses. Let me tell you in the next video about the types of tenses, about the elaboration of tenses. He was reading, so you talk about the past tense. So he talks about one person, and you talk about was there, you use the verb, auxiliary verb is where, was, and here they were running, they were sitting in the bench, they were going to school, but now we are not able to go to school. So that is past tense. And be verbs, am is singular present tense, are plural present tense, was singular past tense, were plural past tense. Okay, so that is be verb forms. Now let us go in for the have verb forms. Okay, have verb forms. What are the have verb forms? Has, had and have. Now these are the have verb forms. Now again for present tense. For present tense, singular and plural. Okay, for past tense, singular and plural. Now present tense. When you say, what verbs will you use? What have verbs will you use for present tense? Okay, here has should be used for singular present tense, and have should be used for plural present tense. All this tabular column will be very useful when you are going to learn active and passive voice. So has will be used for singular present tense, and have will be used for plural present tense. Similarly, for past tense, it is had and had. Let me give you a sentence. I talks about first person singular, but I talks about possessiveness. So I always taken the plural form of the have verb form. It will not taken the singular form of the have verb form. The rule says that has goes only for singular, have goes only for plural, but I talks about first person singular and it talks about ownership. So it will always taken the plural form of the auxiliary verb, plural form of the have verb form. So you cannot say I has, you always say I have. He has a book. He has good clothes, or he has a newspaper. Now for example, when you talk about they have a book. They have lot of money. Coming back to past tense, had. I had all my friends earlier. Okay, when you talk about plural, they had. Okay, when you talk about plural, you say they had. Okay, children had. Anything, whatever the regarding with the subject, whether it is singular or plural, you talk about the word had. Now let us talk the next be verb form as do. Okay, do verb forms. So what are the do verb forms? Do, does and did. These are the do verb forms. Do, does and did. Now the present tense. Okay, do, does and did. Present tense, singular and plural. Singular and plural. Now, do. What is this do? Now, where will it come? Whether it will come in singular or whether it will come in plural. And again here, whether it will come, what will come in past tense for singular and plural. Now, let me give you one example or one formula. Maybe you can talk about one formula. Let me give you one formula regarding do. Peter works hard. Listen very carefully. Peter works hard. Now, Peter talks about singular. Peter is singular. Works talks about present tense. When it is singular, present tense, what will be the question tag? Okay, singular, present tense, doesn't he? So that is the question tag. So remember this formula. Peter works hard. You cannot say do. When it is singular present tense, you always use the word does. Singular present tense is does. Okay. Then find next formula. They work hard. When it is plural present tense, you use the word do. Okay. So remember the formula. Peter works hard. Peter is singular. Works is present tense. When it is present tense singular, you use the word does. When it is present tense plural, they is plural, you use the word do. Okay, that is does and do. Now, the same example, the same formula. Peter worked hard. Peter worked hard. They worked hard. I changed the sentence into past tense. Okay, I changed the sentence into past tense. The same sentence, I changed it into past tense. Okay, I changed it into past tense. First it was present tense. Now the same sentence, I changed it into past tense. Peter worked hard. They worked hard. Now let me tell you. Now for here, the subject is singular and the verb is in past tense. So in that case, what will be here is you will have the word did, and what will be the question tag is didn't he, for both. Okay, didn't he. Now when you have past tense singular, it is did. Past tense plural, again it is did. So these are the be verb, do verb, have verb, and where you're supposed to use singular and where you're supposed to use plural. I hope you would have understood. Thank you for watching.